Good evening and welcome to Sports Overtime. We are here in our digital studio. You can watch Southeast Sports Plus Monday to Friday, 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We spent this past week previewing a lot of great games in and around college football and basketball with our friends from Nexstar Nation. Here's the best of. How different will the team that takes the field there in Houston look compared to the team that takes the field in 2026? Because you mentioned the two words that I was going to say. You took it straight out of my head, Portal King. Because Lane Kiffin, I think, will kind of reinvent what LSU looks like moving forward. Is this kind of what we'll see in this bowl game, the last iteration of the Brian Kelly stench, so to speak?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it's going to look anything like it because obviously you start with quarterback. That's the most influential player there on the field. Look, it's not going to be the same quarterback. I think that's been pretty much understood behind the scenes is that, like he's going to obviously transfer. You're going to get obviously the Portal King involved. And then I think one of the things that I'm looking forward to is, look, Harold Perkins, even though he hasn't completely come out and upfront said, hey, I'm not coming back to school next year, I'm going to the NFL. The other one, Mr. Whit Weeks, who, oh, by the way, is dating Landry Kiffin, Lane Kiffin's daughter, sat front row. I think we had a shot of it as well because I was the man behind the camera. And I tweeted it out first like, hey, he is right in the middle of the family in the family photo.
There he is.
Yep.
There he is, Mr. Whit Weeks, in between Layla and Landry. How about that? And so it's going to be interesting. He has not said anything either. He has not declared anything. Whit Weeks still has eligibility. And I think he's taken a liking to not only Lane Kiffin, but Lane Kiffin bringing back one of his best buds and certainly one of his favorite coaches, Blake Baker. And that staff is back. And I've had some people talk to Blake. It's a refreshing change of scenery with Lane in the building and how he deals with coordinators versus his predecessor. So there is some good mojo going through the building. Does Whit Weeks run it back? Because, man, he's one of these kids that just shows up with a smile on his face, hits you in the mouth, and just says, I love football. So he loves football enough to go, NFL will still be there for me no matter what. Let me try and go win a natty with my future father-in-law as well.
Ooh, we predicted the future. You said you would predict the future.
I don't know. Maybe it happens.
Roger, it's no secret that Texas would probably grade this season as a failure coming in as the preseason #1 team and missing the college football playoff. But if you were to give this team a letter grade before this bowl game, what would you give it and why?
Yeah, I guess I would give it a C. They still were there until the end in their eyes. They beat some good teams. They kept Texas A&M out of a chance to win their first conference title since 1998. They developed Arch Manning. I think everyone would agree that Arch Manning now looks like the quarterback that everyone expected him to be in July. But they went to Florida and they lost. And they lost to a Florida team that wasn't very good, but oh, by the way, blew out a Florida State team that beat Alabama. But then I'm getting sidetracked again. Sorry about that. That was the killer because that was number 3. You can live with an Ohio State loss wrapped around a Georgia loss, but you can't get that middle loss. So I would say it was average. They still have a chance to win 10 games, but in some respects, guys, they're not in the 12 team. And what are we playing for? Realistically anymore, but being in the 12 team or having look at Duke.
Yeah,
they had a celebration.
Yes.
I mean, they got a conference title. They're talking about on cloud 9 right now, sitting with 5 losses. But Texas got none of that. So I'd say it was an average season, below average when you talk about the fact that it's kind of now we've built the system for playoff or bust. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I think people, thumb their nose at, if it's not about the playoff, we're just going to take our ball and go home. Well, we've created that.
Yes.
And the bowls for years, since the BCS, really, it's inventory for the 4-letter network. And yeah, I know. And the trips are different now. They're not going to go for a week.
Right.
Texas,
yes.
I think, is going on the 26th, late on the 26th, games on the 31st. But again, it's just the system has changed. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Right.
But, I remember going to a Cotton Bowl for like 8 days leading up to the Cotton Bowl. They had all those events, and, it was all that. And then you look at like a Texas State here in Central Texas. They're going to Fort Worth for their reward.
Right.
Last 2 years, they went to Dallas for their reward.
Yeah.
Houston's staying in Houston.
Right.
The Alamo Bowl didn't want Houston because they don't travel well. That's about a 3-hour drive down I-10.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's a far cry from
different world.
Yeah, it's a far cry from teams used to going to the Bahamas and Hawaii and
That's right.
like destination spots, Vegas and
steak
other
eating contests
Right.
at the Cotton Bowl and all that stuff. I don't know if they're going to Disney World or not when they go to Orlando. I haven't seen the schedule yet, but they'll have a good time and they'll put their best face forward about it all. But it's an exhibition game to fill up the network.
Stay with us here on Sports Overtime. And remember, you can watch our show, Southeast Sports Plus, from 2 to 4 o'clock on the free WKRG Plus app. You can find us on your Roku, Fire TV, or Apple TV device. Will Stein is one of these guys. He's seen what it looks like at the mecca, so to speak, of money, and just how much money has influenced everything else to be able to build a team, build a roster, and know what it takes doing so under Dan Lanning. What all do you think that he takes from a program building standpoint from all of his stops, including when he was a player at Louisville to his time at Oregon? What do you think that brings that will work there in Lexington to help basically meet the needs and meet the expectations of football fans there?
He was great in his introductory press conference, and he told the fans exactly what his plan. He said, look, I do come from the mecca of money, people would say, Nike, Oregon, and you think that you can bring in all these players. And he was like, don't get me wrong, money obviously plays a huge factor. But he was like, if I'm being honest, like, recruiting is about relationships and talking to aunts, talking to moms, uncles, cousins, the list goes on. And so he was saying, yes, money plays a big part, but at Oregon, for them, it's all about relationships, and that's how they're able to do what they do, and that's something he is absolutely looking to bring here to Kentucky for sure.
Let's hear a piece of that intro press conference from Will Stein.
Yeah, I mentioned that I've obviously, grew up a Kentucky fan. I remember old Commonwealth Stadium, the two sides, the grass field, the bleachers on the edge. I remember walking through there as a kid. I was at the '94 Peach Bowl. I was at the Outback Bowl with my dad and older brother against Penn State and LeVar Arrington. I remember that game. We went to Busch Gardens after. We rode a roller coaster ride, and my dad just couldn't handle it. So me and my brother started doing all the roller coasters after he was like throwing up at a park bench. I'll never forget that. This is not a great memory for everybody, but I remember the Bluegrass Miracle. I do. You might say, I don't know. I was about to jump on, but I do remember later getting revenge against LSU, right? Big 4th down stop here in Kroger Field. You name it, the players are here. They have been for a long time, and we're going to continue that tradition here at Kentucky. The vision's really simple. It's to win. It's to win. I didn't come here to be average. I didn't come here to be mediocre. I came here to win and to win championships. I've won at every single level that I've been at, high school, college, and now the goal is to win here and not win 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, to do it now. And the way that you do that is you work.
Colby, it's no secret that his resume as an offensive coordinator speaks for itself and his playing experience at Louisville. But are fans worried that this is his first experience as a head coach at a major program?
I really don't think so. I think in these past 2 years with Stoops, like at this point, it's like anything new, and it's all about winning with this fan base. And again, yes, he has not had an experience as a head coach, but to go to each program he's been at and to see the W's on the record, I think at the end of the day, you guys know Big Blue Nation, this whole country knows Big Blue Nation. They only care about winning, and so whoever's going to come in here and do that, they don't care if it's your first year, 15th year, whatever. So I haven't heard and don't believe that's the issue at all, or anything that anyone's worried about.
These guys deserve a win. It's going to be the emotions of this game is going to be what's interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because I really do believe that Arkansas, and both teams are very talented, don't get me wrong. whoever's going to show up more for it is going to win this game, quite honestly. And what Arkansas needs to do is exactly what they did, exactly what they kind of didn't do in that game last year, really, was crash the boards. Texas Tech is so good at rebounding this year. They were last year as well, but they are this year. That's one of their strengths. And so for me, it's like you have got to crash the glass, and offensively too. I think Texas Tech is like second in the conference in offensive rebounding right now. And so you have got to crash the boards. They did that against Louisville. They did. Now, Fresno State won the rebounding battle, not by much on Saturday, but Arkansas found a way to win that game in other ways, leaning on things that weren't their strengths. And they used them to be their strengths in that game, so it worked. But in this game, I know Coach Cal is going in there saying, we better crash the boards. You better rebound. You better be aggressive and physical when you're in the paint. I know you can do that. You've done that against Louisville. You can do it against Texas Tech. Guys, I'm going to be honest. This one's a little harder to predict.
Stay with us here on Sports Overtime. And remember, you can watch our show, Southeast Sports Plus, from 2 to 4 o'clock on the free WKRG Plus app. You can find us on your Roku, Fire TV, or Apple TV device. Before we jump forward to more about college football, there was really only one thing that we could do here, and it's a big announcement. Obviously, from your perspective, I'm Gerhard Mathangani, welcoming in our news director, Gene Kirkconnell.
Hey, everybody.
And Gene, let's just do it.
Yeah, man. Maybe there's a little bit of background. We're sitting in Mobile, Alabama.
Yep.
We produce this show Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 Eastern Time. And it's distributed all over the country through the entire SEC footprint. And they're watching in Honolulu right now.
Right.
So there's a bunch of people watching all over the country, and this would not be possible with the two of you guys.
Thank you. Yes.
We owe a lot, of course, to former sports director Simone Eli, who helped us lead the charge to get this thing on the air, and which brings us to our point for today, right?
Yeah.
So Simone's presented with an awesome opportunity. She gets to go to the Big Apple and cover sports in the Big Apple, and leaves a hole in the staff right here.
Right.
And so you and Patrick got to pull together and figure out how we're going to get this thing on the air every day, and plus all the other local sports stuff we do, along with all the great contributors we have across the Nexstar Nation that participate every week. And so it requires people to step up and do more. And so, by way of peeking behind the scenes and seeing a little bit about what makes it work and the specialness of the people here, I'll just read it, and then it'll become apparent what we're doing. It says, during a time of unexpected and challenging transition, for his grit, initiative, focus on quality, and collaboration to ensure that Southeast Sports Plus and our local sports operation serves Gulf Coast viewers and our national audience with the highest quality content via a superlative level of behind-the-scenes performance and on-camera presentation. Congratulations, Patrick Walsh,
Patrick
Employee of the Month.
Thank you. Thank you.
Obviously, that was we wanted to surprise you with that, and there it is.
Hold it up to the camera. There you go.
Right there. So, yes, it's Employee of the Month, and I second, third, fourth, and fifth everything that he just said. Super deserving, and as you mentioned, with Simone going to the Big Apple, obviously this was something that she helped cook up, but there was one person to help drive this entire thing.
Yeah, man.
And it's Patrick Walsh. And because you are driving the show, it's hard to surprise you with a lot of things. So you sat down here.
I was like, all right, what? Like, what's going on? Like what did I do? Like, that's the first thing. It's like, what did I do? You know? Well, what did I do wrong?
And another little nugget here, because you drive the show, this was also going to be hard to surprise you with. But I'll filibuster for a little bit. Inside of our video shared folder, there is a video in there that you'll see in there. It starts with the word surprise. And there's a video that's in there. I want you to pull it in, and we want you to play that video.
So
there's a video that's in there.
It's got sound?
That's right. So you can just pull up. You can pull up the two-shot, and Gene and I will brag about you as you pull up the two-shot. But if you go into the video folder,
Yeah, I mean, the thing that, Patrick joined us and was apparent straight out of the gate when he first came back during the summer before we even launched the show that we had a special guy on our team. And he just really jumped in and learned a lot.
Yeah.
He learned it fast and started learning a lot even faster.
Right.
And it really was a baptism by fire. But you
Yeah.
could see, like, day by day, first it was like, oh my goodness, this train's coming at me. And then you could see it's like, hunker down.
Right.
Step by step, let's do this thing every day and just collaborate with everybody. And it really came to fruition. And it's been a joy to see the show make the progress it's made.
Right.
And also, I would submit it served as a crucible, for the team to bond together.
Right.
And even extending beyond the walls of this building right here with all the other sports contributors across the nation getting really tight together.
Right.
And then to watch Patrick just, meet that challenge. It's been really cool.
You're right.
And we're lucky to have you, brother.
Exactly.
Thank you.
And this is a kind of a two-pronged thing because, and you mentioned it, all the guests that we have on this program, all the inroads that we have made, and all the SEC networks and beyond. It's Patrick that makes those connections, and we've been able to connect with everybody because of the groundwork that you have laid here. And then I'll go a little bit further because Patrick is not from the state of Alabama. He's not from the Gulf Coast. He's from New York. And the way that he has ingratiated himself with our local programs here, filling in on our fifth quarter show, knowing all these programs, being able to create
Above and
supers,
beyond.
knowing where they are, and everything else, it has been absolutely phenomenal. So being able to ride shotgun, so to speak, in this whole thing has been great. I don't know if you have found that piece of video.
Yes, I found the video. Shall I play it?
You
Let's
should
do
play
it.
it.
All right, here we go.
Hey guys, it's an old friend, Simone, just saying hello from New York. Just wanted to take a minute, Patrick, to say congratulations. Man, there's not enough words to express how proud I am of you. I know you could use some good news. I put the Met City Field behind me. Obviously, the team lost two of their top stars the last 2 days. So what better on day 3 than to not lose a Met star and to be named the WKRG Employee of the Month. Man, I love you to death, like a brother, a friend, way more than a colleague. But man, to say that I'm proud of everything that you've accomplished and everything that you've contributed to the team there in Mobile, to my time in Mobile, man, I'm so proud to have been just a small part of your journey to this point. You're so deserving. I love you and Gerhard to death. You know that. I just can't think the world of you too. And I'm so proud of everything that you guys have continued to do with Southeast Sports Plus, Gene and the gang there in Mobile. I mean, I just miss you guys so much. Jesse, just everybody there in the 251. So much love sending you guys from New York City. But congratulations, Patrick. Love you, man. And congratulations. I cannot even tell you how proud I am that you are the Employee of the Month, friend.
Man,
Awesome.
I gotta say it was kind of funny and poetic that she did the whole Mets thing because that does kind of signify our friendship because not only were we coworkers, I mean we're still colleagues, but
100%.
There's just something that we work in sports. And part of sports is sports is supposed to be fun. I don't even have words right now. So,
I get it. Yes,
that's kind of tough for me. But the fact that we would when she was here, we would just joke around in the office. I mean, we were doing work obviously, but she just made the work environment so fun, and I think she set the precedent for what it's supposed to be like here. And I honestly, I still, you and I joke around all the time. So I mean that hasn't left at all. But I really appreciate it, guys. I mean, I wouldn't have been. This would have never happened if it weren't for you, Gene, for putting us in this position and being able to make this happen. So, I mean, I really do appreciate everything and all of the hours because, I mean, it was a long road to get here. You know, there were some long nights, some questioning on, like, hey, like, is this going to work? But, I mean, with your leadership and everything, it's been great. And, I mean, we've had so much fun. We've met so many good people. We've established so many great relationships on this show, and it's really fun to be able to do this and to continue to do this. So I really appreciate it.
I think that Providence was on our side, and there really couldn't have been a better group of people to take this thing from the germ of an idea, and slog it through that first, month or so of just challenge after challenge, technically and all, and just put it over the finish line, and then just keep adding distance, beyond that tape.
Right.
And so I think we're in a place and we're in a time where, I really do believe that fate has put us, together to meet the challenge, and it's over delivered on every metric that I could imagine.
Right.
And I can only think of what's coming in 2026. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Simone.
Yeah. Yes.
Patrick, proud of you, brother.
Thank you.
Glad you're on the team. We couldn't do it without you, and well-deserved honor.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
But
I'm going to leave it with y'all.
There's one thing, though, that the great Kobe Bryant said, job's not finished.
Job's not finished.
There you go.
Job's not finished. Exactly. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Patrick Walsh,
Appreciate
Employee of the Month. And I also have to apologize because I derailed a well-produced segment from Patrick.
It's okay.
That's our show tonight. Remember, you can watch Southeast Sports Plus Monday to Friday from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock on the free WKRG Plus app. Catch us on your Roku, Fire TV, or Apple TV device. Good night.